Super Rugby round number 7, folks. I don't know what's going on. I keep having technical issues. The third time I've had to record this bloody video, but Moana Pasifika won over the Crusaders. 45 points to 29. As an Aucklander, I kind of feel avenged because the Crusaders came up here last week and embarrassed my Blues. Moana Pasifika may not be the Blues, but they're based in Auckland and they went down to Canterbury and put the shoe on the other foot. 45 points to 29. First ever win over the Crusaders for Moana Pasifika. Cracking stuff, lads. As a Blues fan, I will certainly take that. Less said about my Blues, the better. But wow, what a result for these guys. Who knew which Moana Pasifika side was going to show up this week? Because last week against the Chiefs, they were proper Jekyll and Hyde. Terrible in the first half, cracking in the second. This week, Ardie Savea was back. And the cracking Moana Pasifika side showed up, which was very, very pleasing. We'll go through some of the key events and the stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. But man, in a nutshell, for the third time, Moana Pasifika kicking game was cracking, breakdown was cracking, and the Crusaders missed tackles and just errors. Knock-ons, turnovers conceded way too high. Moana Pasifika started bloody well, cracking start. That man Pellegrini is a hell of a signing. 50-22 from him, territory, possession, right into the field, phases, Savea, try time. 7 points to 0. What a start. But the Crusaders hit straight back. Doing what the Crusaders do, and you're thinking, oh, well, it was a good start, but the Crusaders at home are going to dominate. Moana knew from the maul, 7 points apiece. But no, it didn't really go the kind of just dominant Crusaders way. It went proper tit for tat. That guy in the midfield, Tuala, looked to have scored out on the right wing, but gets TMO'd for being in touch, but they had advantage. They go back for it. Moana maul it. They go again, advantage, and then another advantage to the point where Cullen Grace gets himself yellow carded. Now, what is Moana Pasifika going to do? 14 against 15? Well, bloody Ardie Savea is going to go ahead and score a try. So 2 for him makes it 14 points to 7. But again, the Crusaders, with the tit-for-tat theme continuing, are able to take a penalty during the yellow card, slot the 3 points, take a bit of time out of the yellow. 14-10, smart play. But before the yellow card is over, that guy Tuala, who was denied not long earlier, he does get a try to make it 21 points to 10. So 2 tries during the yellow card, ruthless from Moana, and it didn't stop once it went back to 15 on 15. Proper attacking beauty of a line-out move from Moana, left side of the field, up into the centre field. Before the Crusaders line can fully set, they shift it right again. That guy Offa out on the right wing is able to find Pellegrini as the kind of, is it Pellegrini's pass, which just floats over the kind of collapsing Crusaders, backline, which is just biting in a little bit. Offa takes the space, inside support line to Pellegrini. Try time, magic stuff, 28 points to 10. And I think the key moment maybe of that first half is the end of it when they shut down a Crusaders maul right on their own line, Moana. You think the Crusaders might have one last show before halftime, but they shut it down. Tuala's able to win a penalty once we get to a breakdown a couple of seconds later. Massive moment for Moana. They take an 18-point lead into the sheds. Halftime stats are not pretty reading for the Crusaders. Like, Moana's had more possession, 52%, more territory, 53%. Crusaders have had to make over 100 tackles, whereas Moana's still in the 70s, and the turnovers conceded is 9-2. Some of these are the breakdown, and some of these are the Crusaders just coughing up ball. Like, after they got that penalty during the yellow card, they just coughed up the restart. Just gifted the ball back to Moana. So, soft. They're just unusual stuff. The Crusaders are usually clinical. And it continued on the second half. They needed to be clinical. And they, kicking out on the full. Line out penalty conceded. Another penalty conceded. Allows Moana to kick a penalty start of the second half. So, extends the lead, 31-10. But then you were thinking maybe the comeback was on when we saw the Springer and Taylor tries pretty much back-to-back. They were both not 100% pretty, but the first one starts with a penalty conceded at the breakdown from Moana, which was unusual because they were good in this area, but they concede one. Crusaders were able to take advantage, 10-plus phases, shifted left. Springer kind of falls over, but he's still able to get the try. So that's 31-15, and then Taylor gets one from a kind of mucked-up line-out, where they were going to hit the maul for sure, but Taylor gets the bouncing ball, which was not knock 4, but he just gets it and is able to kind of power over himself. So 31-22 is starting to look a bit more comfortable for the Crusaders. That's back within touching distance. But some veteran moves from the Moana guys, able to kind of wrestle that momentum away from the Crusaders, like Taumatene's cheeky just pass it into Scott Barrett, who's standing in an offside position to shut down the momentum. That works pretty well. The Crusaders are sometimes their own worst enemies, mucking up a line-up ball in their own half, and that led to a Moana chance, which they took. If you're going to make mistakes, some teams will punish you. Not my Blues, but Moana might. Whailangi powers past multiple Crusaders defenders to go over for a try. Now we're looking 38-22, and then they get another one through Patafilo after they'd gone close a moment before that as well. So ruthless. Again, missed tackles from the Crusaders. Yeah, 45 points on the board for Moana. There's no catching them from there. That's game over. They did get a consolation one for Mitchell Drummond when they finally managed to get some space. Fihaki with the assist, but 45-29. What a win for Moana Pasifika. They had more possession, 55%, more territory, 59%, more turnovers won, 3-8. They dominated that area of the game. Kicks from hand, 28-14 to Moana. Again, they dominated that area of the game too. And then turnovers conceded, 16 by the Crusaders, 8 by Moana Pasifika. Really poor. The Crusaders will not be happy with that. And plus the missed tackle count, 36-26. 36 missed tackles by the Crusaders. You're not going to win a lot of games with those numbers. Fihaki missed 4. Blackadder missed 4. Hotham missed 3. Will Jordan missed 2. Can't be doing that. Savia leads from the front, 14 carries. William Havili and Offa, the winger, they get a couple of turnovers each. The turnovers from unlikely places. But yeah, what a win for Moana Pasifika. Going down to Crusaders land and getting a win. Crusaders are away to the Drua next, which is always a tough place to go in Fiji, and the Moana guys will be at home to the Waratahs, who will be on notice about where Moana is at. Fingers crossed the video worked this time. If there's any game I had to record 3 times, it's probably better this one than last week's one. But yes, you guys take care of yourselves, and talk to you guys again soon. See you later.